Before there were cigarettes, before there were brands, there was the leaf. Tobacco is one of the oldest forms of spirit communication known to humanity. Long before modern times, it was understood as a living messenger, a way for human intention to travel beyond the visible world and return with meaning. In the oldest traditions, tobacco was never a habit. It was a bridge, not something used to escape life, but something used to speak with it. Our ancestors knew breath as spirit itself, and smoke was breath-given form. When the leaf touched fire, it awakened. When guided by breath, it carried thought into the unseen. In that moment, intention became vapor, and prayer learned how to rise. It was never about getting high. It was about clarity, connection, making the invisible visible. That's the memory the leaf still carries. Radio Cigars.
Radio Cigar. Radio Cigar. Radio Cigar.
All right, family. Shout out to y'all. Hold on, give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm waiting for my brother AA to join us. My brother AA will be here let me fix this, any second right now to join us live. Shout out to the family. Hope y'all had a good weekend. And as we start, I also want to give a shout out, right after that Radio Cigar commercial. I got to give a big shout out to Mr. G. He happens to have a sale going on. We about to enter Virgo season, so it's only right to have the Black Magic 363 sale, but you could get 10% off on your order. Y'all hear everybody talking about last show we did on with the album. You heard Red Pill and Cambada talk about the Geefy tea. That has been the standout, I would say, product of the year. That Geefy tea came out of nowhere and shocked the world if you tried it. And if you haven't tried it, I definitely would advise you to try it. And if you have, make sure you have it in stock. It's 10% off. You can use code Black Magic 363. The correct spelling is right there. And with every order of Geefy tea, Mr. G gives you some honey as well. So that's dope. That's super dope right there. But you can shop now. You can go to MrGBlueMagic.com. It's spelled right there. I'm gonna share the link in the chat also. Let me put why is my okay, there we go. Let me put the link in the chat also for y'all as we wait for my brother AA. Yeah, y'all keep asking about the hats. I told you I don't know where I got the hat. Somebody gave it to me. I didn't buy this one in particular. I usually tell y'all where I bought them at, but I didn't buy this one. Somebody gave it to me, and I completely forgot. Let me just be honest with you. And I hope if the person is watching, I said this last show. You could say something in the chat, but I completely forgot who gave me this hat. I don't even know where I was at. I might have been at the Malcolm X Fest. I think I was at the Malcolm X Fest. I think. But yeah, shout out to whoever gave me this hat. Besides that, I see AA getting himself situated and ready in the back. Yeah, I was watching the Earn Your Leisure. Oh man, y'all see what's going on with them brothers, man? Earn Your Leisure. Shit. I ain't see a campaign like that in a long time. An internet campaign slandering somebody in a wow. I think the last campaign I seen like that was when Billy debated the white dude. And there was over 100 videos. Somebody said that link ain't no good. It ain't no good. Let me see. Oh, y'all right. G gave me that link. Let me see, because AA still getting ready in the back. All right, I'm gonna share. Oh, that's not a link. I'm gonna share another link, and this link. The thing about this link, this is gonna take you to the small bottles, but you just have to navigate the website to get the big bottle and get the big bottle. So make sure you navigate to the right part of the website to get the proper size bottle if you want the big one. That's the one that all of us got. So yeah, I shared that link, but just navigate the website to get the proper size bottle. But yeah, I think G gave me that because he sent me, what the hell? Let me see. Why is it? Yeah, we waiting for AA to get your subscription. Yeah, I asked y'all about the yeah, I guess y'all don't even know what's going on with Ernie Leach. That's the financial dudes. So I guess y'all don't even know what's going on with that. So I'll leave that alone. But shout out to Ernie and Leisure. Those brothers have definitely changed the perception of a lot of brothers and sisters when it comes to finances in the stock market and things of that nature. Something that we definitely need to learn more about our finances. But let me see if the brother AA AA brother, what's happening? Are you there, AA? Oh, also also I'm gonna put up a update video on Patreon tomorrow. All right. I had something very unfortunate happen with the video. Me and B-Dell. I've been in communication with Zoom and the tech support, and they're telling me they don't know what happened to the video that I just did with B-Dell. And it's supposed to be on their cloud server, and it's also supposed to get uploaded on my computer. And for whatever reason, it didn't get uploaded on my computer, and they don't have it on their cloud server. And they said I didn't have a special box checked for it to be on my computer, my local computer. So me and B-Dell is going to have to do a makeup show. And it was such I mean, that show was amazing. And it's unfortunate. We're going to have to do a makeup show. But we're going to take care of that. I'm going to talk to the Patriot community, the Carbon Code Collective community about that tomorrow. Also, on Billy Carson will be joining the Carbon Code Collective to introduce his class. So we got B-Dell with the Aura training, and we got Billy Carson coming through this Friday. So this Friday will be Billy Carson will be live, and we're going to keep this thing going. But like I said, I will give y'all an updated video with some good information tomorrow. I got to figure out what day will be a good day where we all could just vibe without a speaker, and I could just get to know y'all, everybody who's a part of the Carbon Code Collective, because I know that people want a place where they could talk and express themselves and share ideas and things like that. So we're going to be doing a lot. I'm also going to create the tier list of perks that you get with each tier in Patreon. Like there's the $5 tier, the $10, the $15. So like I said, the previous show, like our virtual, if we have a virtual cigar lounge, that'll probably be in like the $10 tier. I'm gonna have phone support where I'm, there's a lot of things. So I'll keep you up to date with that, But today we're having a magnificent show today. I love the title, The Sigils of Cinema and the Cern Timeline Hack. So much talk about timelines, and we could literally see people going into different timelines, embracing different timelines. You could literally see there's people that have no idea about what's going on in certain people's lives. And if you just bring up certain things, they'll be like, what the hell are you talking about? It's like they're literally on another planet. And we're going to be seeing more and more of that. And I think we just got to stay focused on what we got to stay focused on. It's so, man, I was so overstimulated by I got caught up in social media today. I ain't even gonna lie. I got caught up in social media today, and I'm just on my phone. I was on my phone too much today in my little break time, just looking at frivolous shit. And it's very addictive, and you got to be careful Because there's always something that'll grab your attention. So yeah, let's just keep focus. Somebody said as we let AA get himself together, somebody said, is there a way I can order cigars by sending you a money order to your address as I'm not having much progress with PayPal? You would have to email me and we'll talk further about that. Let me put my email in the chat and email me and cigar. Yeah, see AA showing the cigar right now. Yeah, AA, no, yeah. You see what I'm saying, family? You know what I'm saying?
What happened? What happened? Yeah.
Tell them about the cigar, my about the cigar, because they think I know
It,
that.
it it belong it belongs to someone else or something else, and we're in a cosmic community, and
Mm,
one of the perks is that the garden that you was born in, called the world, has a remedy for everything, you
mm,
know.
mm-hmm,
So one of the remedies is we need we some of the time need grounding, you know,
mm-hmm,
because the world of relativity and the way your mind works, you'll be everywhere, you
mm-hmm,
know,
mm-hmm,
you'll be all over the place. So there's traditions where, you know, you find it's a sacrament, you
mm,
know.
mm-hmm,
And I told you there's this brother, my brother, he has a whole, so I went to a Makhami concert, right?
mm-hmm,
If anybody know about music or hip hop, to go to a Makhami concert is like extremely it's not only is it significantly priced beyond standard concerts, the other element is that you cannot bring your phone into a Makhami event. So
hey, real quick, could you turn up your volume just a little bit? Is there any way?
I just got to talk louder. I
Okay,
start talking
okay.
like I'm just talking. No, no, your audio's so good. Your audio's so good, sound like you right there. You heard? My
Oh
bad.
man.
Look, yeah,
Yeah,
okay. So I
yeah.
went to the Mock Hami concert, and one of his, and if you go to a Mock Hami concert, it's different from other concerts because you can't bring your phone. You have to be
Mm,
present, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And the lowest tier ticket is like I don't want to put his prices, you know what I mean, but it's like 300. It's a 300, right?
mm-hmm,
The lowest tier. And then I had the opportunity because of the brother and just my my social interactions with the world of music, that I was able to take my daughter to a $1,000 concert, right?
mm,
At Lincoln Center. So I'm bringing all this up to say that he had one of the most interesting merch tables ever, and it was a cigar roller. A brother
mm,
who has a whole entire brand, and I'm telling you, the brother has so much information on the plant. It's crazy. You need to you. I want y'all to vibe and do a show because
so,
these are the type of questions I was asking him.
yeah.
Right? Tell me about the narratives associated to the actual crops, and what are the animals and the pharmacopoeia and the other things associated. And he would start telling me about how coyotes and wolves go to the tobacco to go heal themselves. You
Mm,
heard? So I'm like this. I'm
mm,
gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna let him do his magic because he's the one. You heard?
no
But
facts.
I'm gonna send you his information, and I wish I had another device open so I could go and look. Sartorial. This is
I
my
think
brother,
you
man.
told me
I
about him.
did.
You did tell
Yes,
me about him.
bro. Telling you, bro.
Let
I'm
me see.
telling you. Like high level acumen in regards to what it is, and he knows what the plan is. It's not a it's not a game. And um uh the name of his brand is something where he 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 associates the term conjuring with the actual plant. You heard?
Uh-huh.
So what he has is the conjugation. You heard?
Okay. Okay.
Who those who congregate around the conjuring. You know what I mean?
Oh,
They need that as a tool. You know, for real, for real.
indeed. No,
So
indeed.
could you imagine? Could you imagine a plant that when you burn it, it becomes radioactive,
Whoo, ain't that son? What
and
does
in the presence
radioactive
of it,
mean? What does radioactive mean now?
don't do me like that. You
What?
know what that shit mean.
I,
Ask
man,
Superman.
listen.
Superman. Ask that nigga where he
Yeah.
get around kryptonite. Ask
Oh
Superman where
shit.
he get around kryptonite. Or ask the people in fallout situations, or where the situation requires for you to have somebody administered to your spleen and your liver because all of it shut down because the radioactivity of the environment shut you down. Or about when they'll come and take your whole land because you got mad plutonium over there and then
Mm,
salt the land down like they did in Australia. It's mad plutonium in Australia. So the pilgrims went over there to extract it to kill the foliage. They salted their lands down. So
mm,
in the presence of certain type of radioactive material, you become almost superhero like. So the Aborigines people of Australia are known to have this uncanny one, to be able to be trackers. They could track another human without the use of dogs. You
mm,
know,
mm,
literally, just intuitionally. But they believe syntax wise in their religious context and how they interact with the world, they are under the impression that the world that we occupy and that we live in right now is
mm,
the actual fake world. The real world is the dream world,
mm,
right? So we have access to our dream time in real time when we sequence a whole series of things that we would like to experience, so our sentient self, our
mm,
feelings part of us, can actualize a thing that we feel. So we always look to see the visual connected to the sentiment. And
mm,
this is how motion pictures work. So in order for you to make a sigil, you have to be an artist. You have to be able to draw a two-dimensional line drawing. A lot of people say that they don't know how to draw, Rich. They tripping. Everybody know how to draw,
mm,
you know?
mm,
And shout out to those who have nurtured art in others. So my daughter, and this is the beautiful thing about the DNA in art, is when I was a young person, I remember my ambitions of my father and mother both was for me to go to a particular school in New York City called Cooper Union, right?
mm, mm,
And they were like, this is one of the, and this is back in the day, this school had a huge annuity and so much bread that if you can actually make it into the school, you could go for free, right? And the it's right there on Astor Place, right downtown, downtown Manhattan. And to localize it and to give people like a reference, if you from New York or you hip to the area in particular, is the MC Light video when she jumped out the Audi, the
mm,
Jetta, and went down into the train station. And
mm.
then when you see that big cube, but you could push, when people see that cube, that black cube that you could
Yeah,
push. So
yeah.
that's like Cooper Square, that whole
Okay.
area, right?
That area.
So,
Yep.
so my parents wanted me to go there, but then, mashallah, inshallah, however you want to say it, time is the greatest token. Time is the token to take you on a journey to discover how things go, how things are, how things should be. There's a difference between how things should be and how things are, right?
Mm, mm,
So, unfortunately, I grew up, I grew up when I was a young person because of the turbulence of the times. I grew up not thinking nobody cared about me sometimes.
mm,
And I learned later on in life that because I had that sentiment, it lulled me magnetically towards others of the same sentiment and the same environmental conditions. And then in those conditions, humans are extraordinary. They will still make family. They will still
Yeah,
find a way to make a meaningful connection. You know what I'm saying?
indeed.
For real.
Indeed.
So we make our own family as we go. So
Yep.
here it is later on. I didn't get an opportunity to do all those things to get the laurels that my parents wanted for me for school, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
However, I did have a daughter who I taught how to draw when she
Excellent.
was a baby, and I still have her very first composition, right?
Oh, wow.
I still have it. And she's an ill artist now. She paints way better than I could ever paint, ever,
Yeah.
right? Bro, and I tell you, she is possibly about to go to the very school that my parents
That you.
wanted me to go to. You see, she already goes to the high school I got kicked out of. I went for the same major to draw, right?
Mm-hmm.
I went out to school in handcuffs. My daughter will graduate. You
That's
heard?
beautiful.
You
Oh,
feel
that's
me?
beautiful.
You understand what I'm saying? So
Wow.
the narrative and the time machine exists within the relative construct of the people who participate in relativity, who are aware of the things that they see. And this is why
Mm-hmm.
they initiate people. You heard? To antagonize it. They have to antagonize your spirit through things that you are not aware of to initiate you into things that you will need when you get older. And this is the thing. They just made this new world where it's just so visually encompassing that everybody accesses their reality through how they perceive someone else perceiving them, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So your whole life you be sitting up talking to yourself, your self-talk be
Mm-hmm.
what you think other people are thinking
Thinking
about you.
about you. Ain't that something?
Bro,
Ooh.
until you figure out the fabric
Ooh.
of time and what thoughts are about, and you start figuring about this, that them niggas ain't really have no time to be talking about me or thinking about me. They
Yeah.
should have been thinking about their own play. You heard? The
Yeah.
only thing you could think about us is my cash app, the cash apps, and the Zelles. You understand what I'm saying? For real. And I think we and these dialogues have been freeing people, right, from that screen time. Because before the internet came out, people still had screen time. They were
Mm-hmm.
sitting there worrying about still, and this is where you get screen time back in the day. You know it's dangerous over there. You know so and so and them is over there. It's mad, knuckle dragging, and ignorant. But there's something a part of your biology that has to prove yourself because you think that you're gonna miss out on something like a little baby, right? That
Mm-hmm.
don't want to go to sleep at night because you think you're gonna miss something, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you go over there, and then you continuously going over there has now created the actual culture of people offending one another socially within the context of poverty.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm like, now, here it is. We fast forward, put ourselves in a time machine. Look at you. You brilliant. Look what you've done for uh 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 in quotations, I will call it, and not negatively, a community of
Mm-hmm.
people that you've even met and some you have not even met, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's a whole entire participation in what people just use this word culture. And do we have a culture? We have more of a culture than we have a community. We are cosmic people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that our contributions is to take that burden off of our people's shoulder with religious people. And I've seen this over time. The religious communities, they run out of adherents. They got so much stuff going on in the religious world that the conscious quote unquote world is the new frontier for them. You heard? To
Mm-hmm.
have some sentimentality. They should be coming back to the conscious world to say apologize for all the
Mm-hmm.
offenses in which religion has invoked on people. So I don't deal with religious people. Religious people think black people is cursed anyway. And anything you think is cursed, you just gonna use it to trample it in a tap dance, like you a tap
Wow.
dancer. You know what I
Wow.
mean? Just that,
Yeah.
just in the tap dancing, you other people can hear your clamor, and then
Mm.
you can feel like somebody care about you. You know what I mean? for
Mm-hmm.
real. So shout out to the people who were before us. Rich, do you remember? Do you remember your nickname? You young Amos Wilson.
You call me that. Yeah,
Yeah.
15 years ago. 15 years
Yeah,
ago.
young
That's
Amos
right.
Wilson. You know what? It's because of how you standing and your principles and the things that you thought was important. And then you brought them into fruition in the same way that he would if
Mm,
he was
mm,
here. Right?
mm,
So the trend that you could tell with the computer could be very offensive to humanity is all of our favorite boxers. You could name your favorite boxer, right? All of our favorite boxers, brother, right? They all had trainers. And if you
mm,
put them together and you stand a trainer next to the boxer, it's obvious that the boxer will beat fire out of the trainer. The trainer's an older dude. You heard?
mm, mm, mm,
The
mm.
trainer that lost, he lost more than you can ever lose. And that's why he sees value in you. You heard?
Mm.
So what happens when
Giving
the
them wisdom
boxer,
tonight. They giving that
oh
wisdom.
yeah,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
good.
because I got, oh yeah, because we got stuff to do, bro. We got
Yeah.
work to do. I promise you, the work is not done. You feel me? The work is
Mhm.
not done. So people get appearances confused, King. Yeah. And you could be sitting in you could be sitting in the face of angelic beings or deity and not even be aware of it because
Mhm.
you don't have self-value. You don't
Right.
value yourself enough to know that you're in the company of greatness. So how would you even be able to see it? You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm when people ask me, how you doing? Are you good? I'll be like, man, if I start complaining, I would be lying, Rich. I
Mm,
promise
mm.
you, brother. You heard? I grew up when I was little. I grew up thinking nobody gave a fuck about me. We used to smoke angel dust with grown men, with adults when I was little. I went to 3 funerals in 1 month before I turned 16. You heard? I seen grown men kill my friend. You heard? And I know how my friend grew up. My friend grew up where his parents was addicted to drugs, but they didn't know that he was him when he was a baby. Grown men was scared of him. You heard?
Yeah.
So I'm
Hey.
like, man, we've come a long way, brother. Don't let nobody, man. Ye are gods is a fly hat. Whoever they gonna tap in. Yeah, they gonna tap in. They gonna tap in. They go, yeah, I need that.
Indeed. No,
Yeah,
indeed.
that's fire. They killed that. Yeah,
Indeed.
they killed that for real. That's a good one.
Yo, we
So,
gotta. I'm still. No, I'll tell you later. I'll bring that up later. Go ahead, because I don't want to mess up your flow. Go ahead.
so we talking about um sigils, two-dimensional design. So let's go back in our imagination and imagine how brilliant the very first iterations of humanity were when they had the ability to draw a perfect circle.
Mm,
Could you imagine that being one of the first instruments of intellect to teach
mm-hmm.
another human is
How to
to
draw.
make a circle? Because it harkens to one's return,
Mm,
right?
mm-hmm.
And everything is cyclical, including the human experience. And then you in your mother's womb, within the construct and the context of cyclical time periods of the number nine, and then you are received into this world through a circle, and then the very first thing that you come out the womb looking for blindly, crying blindly, you making noise, is a
Yeah.
circle,
Circle the
and you
nipple.
have to be sustained by the circle, right?
Damn.
So what happens when humans and their brilliance, because they're
Mm,
very opportunistic, all they want to do is eat and survive and stay out the way. They really don't want to be in the way, bro. I promise
mm-hmm.
you, you know? And they mean well, humans, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what happens over time when they keep developing this circle and they find the efficiency of this circle?
Mm-hmm.
So what create? So this is where you got to get mind bending with your metaphysics and your understanding of your human import. If I never asked to be here, then everything better make sense while I'm here, man. You heard? Promise you. So I'm following the make sense route, which is cycle, circle mean God, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now everybody that wants to participate in accessing or cosmically being in the presence of deity, all your emblems, all of your emblems, all of your logos, all of your stories all have circles in them. Yeah. The cross for Christianity is the cross that separates a circle in fours, according
Mm-hmm.
to degrees. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a celestial thing. The circle that represents the moon encapsulating a star in Islam is a circle. The
Mm-hmm.
six-pointed star, the context of the six-pointed star, you can draw a perfect circle around it. Yeah. It
Mm-hmm.
almost templates it. You know what I mean? So when you go do the Islamic ritual, you have to participate in circular fashion, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You have to go around in a circular pattern up to the number seven. In Freemasonic law, you have to do the same. And if you go into the Hebraic myths, you'll see that they were in wildernesses going in circles, just having a bunch of discoveries about their deity and his irrationality. You heard? He had
Mm-hmm.
them going in circles,
Circles.
literally. You heard? Literally. So then what would be the natural progression and the order of how to progress in a thought? It would be to now discover that these circles dominate the reason why these star systems appear where they supposed to all the time, on time, every time. So thus my planet is circular. Thus then everything, even dogs, go in a circle, and then they name what you call it star systems after actual dogs, because dogs, if you go and take a dog because you can't afford to feed it no more, and you put that dog in the trunk of a car and you drive 100 miles away and then release the dog, acting like you releasing the dog in wilderness, and then
Mm-hmm.
drive back home, guess who's coming to knock on your door looking for their food
Wow.
tomorrow? Yeah, because the dog has a very advanced apparatus for relativity.
Mm.
Relativity. So your ancient people, they would utilize dogs in their ancient mythology, right, to describe certain participations with reality. The dog is present at the time of one's judgment, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What goes around comes around, man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Boom. So who's the most natural person to have there to weigh your words against a feather of truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the ancient people is brilliant. The same nerve tissue and cell tissue for the heart is the very same for the gums. They say heart health is connected to gum health. You
Mm.
heard?
Mm.
How did they know that the feather of truth is connected on a cellular level? It's because they had already developed an understanding of the circle and
Mm.
knew that all things must go in circular form and fashion, right?
Mm.
Including our presence. We are the only people in the world who have monuments and effigies and small figurines that look like us everywhere on the planet.
Wow.
No one else has that.
Yeah.
What goes around comes around, right? So when you see the figurine of the Venus Hottentot, and we know that it's connected to a
Mm.
true a group of people. You heard that figurine and that physiology of that deity in the form of a woman. If you look at it, you can almost spin it like a dreidel. You heard? Because the mass, the center of mass, is in her waistline. You heard?
Mm-hmm.
It almost looks like a thimble. You can spin it, right? So it tells us that gravity, gravity is very important because it creates its energy around mass.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So you need people who create um gardens, rock gardens, people who intentionally build homes based off of her design or a creche. So I have a showroom that I'm sitting around all the time, and I know, yeah, I would like to have way more money if you only knew, right? But I'm like, I am so grateful to have the collection of mass of particular things that I have because it creates magnetism
Mm.
that brings finance to me in other areas because I have reference material and that I also have this. I have relativity. I know everything in the world because it's in my world. I don't know everything in everybody else's world, and that's what keep me good. Yeah,
Excellent.
I'm not interested in what's in somebody else's world that's living in the Dungeons and Dragons world of religion. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Dungeons and Dragons like this. You out there shooting the dice. Yeah, wishing on a wish, hoping on a hope. Can't see yourself within yourself, around yourself. So now here we are in the modern world. They've brought the circle from the past into the future, King. They've created a 27-mile circle that goes into three different countries, King. You heard?
Mm.
And because it's in three different countries, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's 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 fluctuating all through all of those energy fields, and the earth is very ancient. I don't know if you knew this, that it's been occupied by people of color. Every square inch of the planet has been occupied by people of color at some point of time. You heard?
Mm-hmm.
To this day, in the most obscure places, you got homies that look like dark-skinned rocks, like the rock,
Mm-hmm.
the wrestler,
The wrestler, yeah.
that their initiation is that they have to ride an entire whale. You heard? You
Mm.
understand what I'm talking about? And they call the Maori, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you gonna tell me that somebody tell me about the cat people in Chicago and they call them Moors is disconnected from these people that ride whales in
Mm-hmm.
New Zealand called the Maori. But even though they both is connected phonetically through sound,
Mm.
so who is the one disconnecting the human from the experience? So as of recent, I just went and got me some a bunch of literature on,
What you
on phonology.
what you got, brother?
And this book is a university press book on phonology
Okay.
and as human behavior. Yeah. Speaking about language, because we're going to be here for the rest of our lives dealing with language. This is another one. Singing games in early modern Italy, the music books of Orazio Vecchi. So I read books like this because I'm like, somebody sat down and wanted to figure out why do they play games and sing in the game. This would tell you so much about, because they say early Italy, who are they talking about when we know who spawned the Sicilians? Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
are we learning or are we trying to learn? So this the new thing. You got to be careful of this, Rich. And I'm not you, but I'm just saying for the listeners too.
Mm,
Man, this the thing the computer has taken away from me, brother. The computer can take away true friendships. You heard?
mm,
Because it used to be a time when people would say, I would say, yo, you my contemporary, you one of the only people I can even discuss certain spiritual concepts with, right?
mm,
Then I have people have fashioned themselves as being students of mine. You
mm,
heard?
mm.
Boom. Then Chat GPT come out, and now niggas is saying I'm wrong. You heard?
Wow.
Because
Wow.
the computer told them some shit with a large learning model, and now niggas think they smarter than me.
Uh-oh.
I'll be like, yo, I'm a Scorpio. I'm always looking for ways for the end of the story. You heard? That's the flyest part of life is the end of it. You feel me? So I'm like progress further with the bullshit. You know what I mean? But
Mm,
if you ask me how I'm doing amazing, King. For real. Why? It's the evidence that I know I'm doing amazing. I'm on the internet talking to you. You heard?
mm,
This is
mhm.
the proof in the pudding. Don't get the
Indeed.
peas mixed up. I promise you. For real, for
Indeed.
real.
Indeed.
Yeah, for real.
Wow.
For real.
So, hey, so could you the connection? This is a very interesting connection. It says atom smasher, original model, first known model of particle collision. Now, then it says CERN, European Organization for Nuclear Research.
Who did that?
Um,
Who did that? Me. Me.
facts.
Yeah, me. You know why I did that? I could teach way more artistically with art, you know? And I want people to see themselves in the narrative in a very clear way, you know? So
Yeah.
the first hadron collider is your parents.
Mm, mm,
Your father was the proton. Your mother was the one who helped facilitate breaking the proton. And that's how you got here.
mm.
For real.
Indeed. Wow.
Literally. Literally. So so it was when you were born, when you were conceived, they created with all that energy they were generating, they created a small black hole to
Small black.
facilitate letting ancestor come into the physical world. This is
Wow.
why people used to use temples and the people would prepare for the ritual, for the rite.
For
You
the
heard? You
yeah.
know? It wasn't everybody was conceived in the staircase. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
Some people were forged on purpose, but even those who did, because you cannot, sometimes you could not know that you didn't know, and then deity will protect you. If
Mm-hmm,
you didn't know that you didn't know, you're not in trouble, man.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
That's why people should lean into ignorance, lean into I didn't know. You heard? Stop
mm-hmm,
acting like you too cool for school. For real.
mm-hmm,
For real.
mm-hmm. No, definitely.
Promise.
Definitely. No, I like how you broke down even the shape of the woman and the sacred geometry of it. You've been talking about that for a while, and the science behind it. Because we're obviously mesmerized by it, and I remember when y'all started breaking down that there's actually science behind why we're so mesmerized by it. So I definitely, I mean, like this is a that's
golden ratios
yeah,
golden
yeah.
ratios is that your perceptual envelope in the area of your brain which processes aesthetics and beauty is connected to also your survival complex.
Uh,
So you see beauty within survival. When you look at that, that looks like that looks like the possibility of a long life. Yeah. I'm
mm,
going so they try to make you think that being on a slim close to nothing Eurocentric like kind of keto vibes, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna live longer than somebody, and all you gotta do is just go look at ancient people who where it just don't crack. They got fat deities.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man. You see Buddha? Buddha be giggling. He be on his side
Oh
with his
man.
shirt off, like
Yeah.
this, bull rubbing his feet together like a cricket. He don't care what you think. And he got a bankroll. He like this, he be laughing. He be like, yes, what happened? I thought Jesus was my student. Jesus was not eating. Jesus was not eating. He did not eat. You heard? It's not a game, bitch.
Yo. Yeah. Nigga said Jesus is not
Yeah,
eating.
he's not eating. Him need a meal. Him, him is hungry.
Oh shit. Oh man, this is hilarious. Yo, AA is a
Mm,
fool, y'all. AA is a fool. Oh man, yeah. Let's get to could you sent me some other images,
yeah.
and the images AA creates, you're unable to get it on ChatGPT. No matter how hard you try to prompt these computers, there's no way you could duplicate the mind of AA Rashid. That's why his merch, y'all see me wear his merch a lot. It's nothing like it in the
Did
world,
you
y'all.
get your new shirt?
Nah, I'm having an issue with my mailbox. I gotta go to the
Oh, they
post
play
office
too
and get some.
much. They
Yeah,
play too
yeah.
much.
I'm glad.
They play too much.
Could you send me the tracking number? You have it or you still have it? Because I know you sent it.
Yes, I do. Yes,
All
I
right.
do. I
I'm
be
glad.
having to keep the tracking number. You know why? Because people be like this. Oh, that's a black business. He got ADHD. He don't even know if he sent me my shit or not. You heard?
Yeah.
They be trying to play me. They be trying to play me. You heard? I promise you. I ain't gonna do what state they from. You heard? The ones that do it the most, but whatever, for real.
Is this no,
But
no,
you
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 didn't.
you good. I'll send you another one. I got you. I'll send you another one.
I'm gonna check with them
I think,
tomorrow. Let me
yeah.
hold up. I'm trying to find. Okay, now this looks interesting. Let's pull this up on the screen and do some deep diving on this one right here. Let me see. Now what do we have here? Because this is a circle,
Mm.
the collider of matter, the circle of initiation around the altar, the circle of devotion, what the black cube. There's a lot of symbols going on here. Hey, we would love to know what all this means, my brother.
So the best way to teach people is through developmental psychology, and you develop your psychology through imagery. I
Right.
wish I could teach the teachers and the people who are the artists that they should put aesthetics in front of everything. And there are people who are out here who have a natural gift to relay and convey messages in a very coherent way. And if they did so visually, they'll be able to see the mechanics behind when we say wisdom teachings that we inherit from our elders, like Reverend Valentine. I remember he said, design denotes purpose. I never forgot that. The design of a thing tells you what it's useful for. So if people congregate and they get in circles, and for the purpose of venerating deity, then that means that the actual they call this thing the hadron collider, and they call it the one where it finds the God particle. They are also manufacturing the most expensive thing in the universe is antimatter. You heard? More expensive than diamonds is antimatter. And antimatter is created. It once a thing is created, a shadow self of that thing is created. And I remember when I was a kid, we used to be in the comic books. I'm still in the comic books. Comic books I had you, if you knew which ones to get and you still got your comic books, because I still got my comic books. I got comic books, and I'll make a bankroll off my comic books because I know the value of them. And I remember they used to have Squadron Supreme and Squadron Sinister. And when we was kids, we learned that there's antimatter in the universe because there's an antithesis to every hero,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the collision of protons and what they're doing is very interesting because I think it's the most interesting thing outside of your algorithm, not your algorithm, but people algorithm, what's getting pushed to them, what
Mm-hmm.
they should be, invested in emotionally. I think you should be thinking about how people are taking protons
Mm-hmm.
and using magnets. They're using 1,232 magnets,
Mm-hmm.
right,
Mm-hmm.
to take protons and spin them at close to the speed of light so
Mm-hmm.
that they can smash the protons and extrapolate from this experience new data or new relativity. And this is why the segue into people saying that CERN is affecting time
Mm-hmm.
is the connection, and the connection falls within up to 85 relative minds and eyes that are looking at the experimental data,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So we can affect an experiment if we were just aware of it.
Just observation.
Observation.
Yes.
If
Yes.
you observe it, you can change the outcome. So what happens if they doing several of these collisions for several years,
Mm-hmm.
up to maybe 40, maybe 4,500 collisions daily, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they have another piece of apparatus in the technology that captures and takes photos. Essentially, the Hadron Collider is a huge camera here to take a picture of the subatomic world. So it takes these pictures that can't even be actually seen as a picture. You see data that
Mm-hmm.
comes out of it, and it's these lines and striations which are distinct and unique, almost like fingerprints. So
Mm-hmm.
each smashing of the atom produces a new relative experience. So
Mm-hmm.
imagine 85 people
Mm-hmm.
studying the data, and then you take in consideration the economy of spirit, which is invested in the biology of people.
Mm-hmm.
So genetically, people of color
Mm-hmm.
genetically are connected to every thought process on the planet
Mm.
in some form or fashion. And you notice every religion requires us or uses us sympathetically, empathetically, or on purpose or by mistake. They use us to express the highest levels of authority. Yeah. They do it as a trope in movies since I was a kid. If you ask your parents, hey, what was your favorite cop movie or crime movie from the 80s? And you go to the film, the commissioner or the head of the precinct is always a black man, and he's always
Mm.
irate. He's always mad. He's
Mm.
always like this. What the hell is going on, Foley?
Mm.
You heard? What, you better get them crooks down here or it's your ass, Foley. You heard?
Mhm.
Every film. You feel
Mhm.
me?
Mhm.
Or it's always a black woman sitting by water or
Mhm.
eating candy. You heard?
Mhm.
And you see that in the Matrix. She was
Mhm.
in the kitchen. She was in the kitchen and had candy, right? So
Mhm.
this is ancient stuff. This is ancient stuff. So then you go, and when you go to Japan, they have deity constructs in Shinto, and they have an offering that they give to their deities, and it's oranges and also confectionaries or cakes. You
Mhm.
heard? So they
Mhm.
preparing something sweet, you heard,
Mhm.
with oranges to give to. So the sigils of cinema is deep. I tell people, all the gangsters out there, the guys that identify with gangsters, your uncle was a gangster, your daddy and them, all that, whatever.
Mhm.
Tell them to ask them niggas that why, ask them, because they love the Godfather
Mhm.
movie. Ask
Mhm.
them why did everybody that died in the Godfather was right by oranges. Yeah, they were sacrificial offerings to the narrative. Yeah,
Right.
so the Godfather could win. And even the Godfather's Godfather, the big homie, the biggest one, the one played by what's his name? Uh, with the cheeks, what's his name?
I know you're
The
talking about.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he died with his youngest heir inside of an orange grove, playing with oranges. You remember he put the orange in his mouth and scared the little boy, right? So rewatch the movie. You heard? When they put the horse in the bed with the entertainment dude that was going against the grain of playing with the program, while they was sitting there eating the food, oranges was all in his narrative shot. I just knew he was
Wow.
going down. You know what I'm saying? So even Fish from Bonnie Miller from the Bonnie Miller show. You remember the big one with the deep voice? Ask people,
Good point.
old people watching the show know about Bonnie Miller. You heard? Marlon,
Mhm.
but yeah,
Marlon
Marlon
Brando.
Brando. Excellent, thank you. So boom, they know Fish. Fish
Mhm.
was the one his daddy told Michael, he said, when I die, the first person come to you to try to make peace is the traitor. You
Mm,
heard? and
mm.
then and then
That's
and then
true. That's true.
he used his father's wisdom. He used the ancestral wisdom, and he was like this. Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Hmm.
And they was at the funeral making business deals. Like, hey, let's talk. I can get you sit down with the what you call it. The father already knew. When I go, they're gonna try to play you. You know what I
Right.
mean? So boom, the narrative, what I'm trying to build up is that there are symbols that come from the human ingenuity,
Hmm.
from our observation, and from our divine cosmic intellect. We are all born to the cosmic community. That's your community. Yeah.
Mm,
In the cosmic community, there's a remedy for everything that happens. In the conscious community, there's somebody always gonna point their finger at you if you make a mistake. Yeah.
hmm.
And then people will come and just make mistakes around you just because they think that's the place to do it. You heard? You can't do it in church. You can't do it in the Jehovah Witness hall. You heard? It's irrational. So you come around the people with the openest minds who also have a narrative for healing invested in why they even interact with you. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Hmm.
So so I'm like, you build up this story and you get to this point where you be like, yo, the Hadron Collider is the largest piece of mechanical engineering used for the worship of deity.
Mm,
So, the greatest iteration of the human brain as of recent to people is AI. Yeah.
yeah.
Imagine the greatest what's the next thing after AI is the smashing of the proton to
Hmm.
see to see the innards of the thing that you can't see. So
Hmm.
this is the journey of why back to that picture. Why do you think people circumnavigate cubes in Mecca in the veneration of deity? You can't go in the cube, yeah. You
Hmm.
have to spin around it. You understand that?
Damn. Damn.
And Freemasonry, it uses the same what you call it, energetic field to spin around a miniature cube or a series of words and three lights to manufacture enough energy for there to be a collective egregoric energy. This is like the illest internet is secret societies for
Mm,
real. And you ask initiated people inside of real ancient spiritual systems that whatever house they got initiated in, they damn near all related to everybody that got initiated in that house because of a specific device. You heard? Literally.
wow.
So the spinning, we always things are always spinning into existence. For real. Spinning into existence. For real.
Hey, what do you think about the whirling dervish spiritual dance that the Sufis do?
It's the manipulation of that same narrative.
Same thing,
The
huh?
des- the desire to do so. So it's what people monitored other people doing this. So
Mm-hmm.
you see the same thing with the Twa, people who are far more ancient. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they assemble in circles. People have been assembling in circles for the longest. They're in Islam, they call it the Talim, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all you got to do is, I tell my student body, if you want access to the ancient world psychology, take the words from Hebrew and Arabic, as well as Spanish and Latin phrases, and
Mm-hmm.
you will find the mechanics of why the thing actually exists. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? For
Mm-hmm.
real, for real, for
Mm.
real.
Very, we always have a interesting conversation when AA is on the show. I want to get to some other pictures you have. What is this one? I guess this is because you got some numbers here, then you got music. I'm like, this dude here is a genius. Let me put this on the screen. So what's going on? Oh, hold up. What's going on right here, AA? What is going on right here?
So this is what I did, right? And I'm like, I said to myself, because shout out to my cousin brother Will,
Hmm.
right? You remember brother Will from
Yeah.
back in the day,
Yep. Hmm.
right? And he's one of the, you can ask Red and Blue, he's like the first person that independently on his own without prompting had, during like he made like the complete different direction of who he used to be. And I remember him indulging in the books and studies and all of that. And now where he's at now and what he just told me set the stage for me to start exploring the quantum world and to do cross-reference checks off of things that are similar, yeah, for a reason.
What he
So
said? What he said?
so he's like this. The magnetic realm is all mitigated based off of our interaction with the proton. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we can collapse fields when we are aware of it through relativity. I'm
Mm-hmm.
butchering actually what he was saying because he was going into more finer detail. But when I tell you, brother,
Mm-hmm.
I tested the model of the self same similarity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or the scalar, the technology already here, present, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I said, yo, so I'm sitting here studying the Large Hadron Collider, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm start thinking in my DNA starts thinking, and it's
Mm-hmm.
saying, you're familiar with this concept, King. You were introduced to this concept via hip hop through an artist named Large Professor.
Mm-hmm.
Large Professor had an album called, what was it? Breaking Atoms. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Large Hadron Collider. Hip hop is a spiritual system, bro. Ask Black Dot. Yeah. It's a spiritual system, right? So you go like this. Large Hadron Collider. I said, I want to know what other similarities are connected to the Large Professor and the Large Hadron Collider. So, very ironically and interestingly, I said earlier that it takes 1,232 magnets to make the proton smash, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that his album came out 1,242 days before they got clearance to do the proton smashing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For the program, right? So, main source is the very thing that every person who is a religious custodian of belief goes to church on Sunday, goes to the masjid Friday, goes to where the homies in them go whenever they go, whatever, right? To go find and access the main source, correct?
Mm-hmm. Indeed, yeah.
And then if you look, there's three brothers on the cover, and the Hadron Collider is in three different countries, and all three of them are from three different countries. Hello, right?
These some connections here. Hey, come on, man. What?
Then it get iller. It gets iller. I said, yo, it said that the time period for the album is 46 minutes and 14 seconds. That's the approximate coordinates and locations for the Hadron Collider.
Nah, son. Nah. Nah, son. Ain't that much coincidence in the world.
Yes, it is when
Nah.
melanin is involved. When
That's
blackness gets
crazy.
involved, you dealing with a different
Oh,
time reference.
shit.
You're dealing with a different reference for
Wow.
time
Y'all
because it's a
see,
different series of relativity.
wait, hold up. Y'all see on Wikipedia over here, it says the left 4614.
And then he said the hit song on the album was called I'm Looking Out the Front Door, right? I'm looking at the front door. He's not talking about a religion gone, I mean, a relationship gone bad. You heard? He's talking about seeing the main source. You heard? What is the front door? The front door is the subatomic world, bro. You heard?
Shit. Shit.
Telling you, we different, son.
Damn.
We different.
Nah, this is a different level of decoding right here. Y'all see how
Yo,
yeah, conjuring, Maximus conjuring. Wow. Everything, everywhere, all at once.
literally,
Wow.
literally. So then the objective is start paying attention not to see the cosmos instructs you through distraction, right? It will distract you to pay attention. And when you get distracted, if you don't pay attention, you don't read the omen, right? So spirituality works everywhere. If you're in a big city, right? If someone asks you for money standing on their feet, right? You give it to them because you never know who you feeding. Yeah. You know, they can be having them stories, they be like, yo, oh, yo, listen, man, I don't give nothing to people because they be around the corner in the Mercedes Benz, right? That's none of your business. For real. That's one of the most important wisdom teachings ever. Oba told me this. You know what? Another way to mind your business is to build you a roof. You heard?
Mhm.
Ain't no way you could build a roof minding nobody else's business.
Mm.
You heard?
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
So the wisdom teachings present themselves in the form of omens that you are familiar with, in the form of numbers, themes, names, dates. And this is how dates become sigils. A date is a number. Sigils are created from numbers. If they use a date inside of a film, it's a sigil.
Mm.
The movie The Terminator.
Mhm.
The Terminator arrives in 1984 to Los Angeles to go and find to redeem the past. Yeah,
Mhm.
to redeem the past and to make certain that there's a win in the future. That sounds like African spirituality. You heard?
Mm.
It sounds like African spirituality. The only way that you could actually pull a movie off like that, who's ever seen the Denzel Washington movie Deja Vu, time travel movie? You heard?
Mhm.
Put him inside of a box to go
Mm.
save the future from the past, right? So this is that circle again, right? This is the ubiquitous symbol. So that person you see right there, his name is why promote the film in large print above the subject is the name of the
Name,
subject, right?
not the movie title, but the name of.
Nah. Right. The movie title is down. You have to read that
Yeah.
first and then
Yeah.
progress downward. So the name Schwarzenegger, right, is literally Schwarz means black in German,
Mm-hmm.
and Neger means black person,
Mm.
designated for black person in the German language, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now this is a clear and very present way of esoterically inserting without the physical visage, but just the narrative construct of the person into the film. So somebody think, oh, you tripping. You mean people could be sigils? Yeah. Because who was casted before Schwarzenegger to be the Terminator? This is astonishing to people.
Oh.
And remember, Schwarzenegger came from the past, right? Excuse
Mm-hmm.
me, from the future
Mm-hmm.
to the present to redeem it in the form of he had to unalive a woman. Dang, what's her name? What's her name? Connor. You heard?
Yeah.
Sarah Connor, something
Sarah.
like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Boom. So then you go like this. This the wild part. Why in the location that he pulls up, there's antimatter here in the form of, so if one thing goes into the past or the future, another thing goes there as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the form of Kyle Reese. And anybody could um you can go do a topical overview of what I'm saying, that in science fiction, the protagonist always has a K or a K sound in their name. Yeah. From
Mm.
everywhere where we use even the names of the narratives, all the way to Superman, they have to have a K sound because the K is which letter in the alphabet.
You said the K is which
Which letter in the alphabet is the K?
you mean the number
11th.
wise? The 11th? Okay.
11th.
Okay, right.
11th. So even in Mayan and Aztec lore, the Quetzalcoatl goes with 11. When you see 11, you see serpents.
Mm.
When you go to Superman, what's his real name? Yeah. What's Superman real name? Then Buck Rogers, Battlestar Galactica. Then we had Luke Skywalker, right? K's. It's always K's. Go to the science fiction and you see this is the sigil of cinema. Yeah. It's
Mm.
tropes. It's a bunch of tropes that have to be there. If you ever see uh a washing of hands, washing blood in a sink by water with hands, that's a trope included into film narrative based off of Shakespeare. Yeah. So it's the concept of the moral dilemma. So now when we get to this film, Kyle Reese, antimatter, right, comes in to try to intervene and save Sarah Connor, right? But
Mm-hmm.
where does the Terminator have to go to actually get at her? He goes to a venue and a location and a spot, and it's called Tech Noir. So what does Tech Noir mean? It means black technology, right? So in 2023, I released a short run of the Sigils of Cinema,
Mm-hmm.
and I made the book to show how NORAD was Cyberdyne Technologies that
Mm-hmm.
already existed. It's a
Mm-hmm.
joint task, but it's between the U.S. and Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Can by the Cheyenne Mountain, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That can see and control. For some reason, it's up there. For some reason, there's also anomalous potato shaped. smooth flying objects in the area. Yeah. The other area where all these objects is also the Middle East, where all the gods are at, out of books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All the book gods and everybody throwing rocks at each other. Yeah. All
Mm-hmm.
the rock throwing and all that and all the rock throwers is over there. Everybody's just mad. Like this, right? Don't nobody know why they mad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's cause y'all on the largest, what you call it, the goddamn largest cemetery in the world is in Iraq here.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go and you do true archaeology, it's like what 45 feet each time you go down 45 feet, you find a new civilization. So when you go down to the lowest one that they've gone to, these people are termed the Obed. Yeah. And these
Mm-hmm.
people had pottery. They had a lot of any people that have pottery have spiritual technology. If they drew on the side of their pottery, these people drew gazelles on the side of their pottery and eyes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So these people was aware of readings, of
Mm-hmm.
knowing the benefits and the significance of being able to see. And
Mm-hmm.
they used gazelles.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a I don't want to do this on this show, but I could push and go further into some deep esotericism connecting gazelles to Naphtali, and Naphtali goes to Nephilim, but that's a whole nother thing.
Shit.
Yeah, for
Wow.
people. And these are areas that, you know, you can speak about, but the Nafs,
Mm-hmm.
when you speak about that and you say the term to Islamicized people, it invokes the understanding of the high level energetic emotions unmitigated by any type of control. So there's possession.
Mm.
You possess yourself with your lower knobs if you can't control them. We're here to unpossess ourselves from being possessed by spiritual concepts and stuff external and all that. But when you
Mm-hmm.
watch a movie that you didn't make,
Mm-hmm.
you didn't do none of the scene casting and none of that, and you ain't pay for not a damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that them, them people spent all that money to put this a little funny idea, this little Tarzan episode for you? They made a motion picture as a motion sigil. It's
Mm.
moving in your psychology. So
Mm.
the date that Kyle Reese and the Terminator arrive in the now,
Mm-hmm.
1984, is on the 132nd day of the year.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Mm-hmm.
Those numbers are very important. You need one, three, and two to make six, to make
Right.
a perfect number. Then,
Right.
as the Kabbalists and the Sufis, those
Mm.
numbers are very important to religion as well. The way
Right.
you say Kabbal in numbers is 132.
Mm.
So May 12th is the time that they. So now also, what's also concurrent with that date is that date of May 12th is also the date that the first computer came out. You
Mm.
heard?
Mm-hmm.
And it was an upgrade of another computational machine made by a German. And you remember they used to call the Terminator after it got past the first movie, they start calling the nigga T3,
Yeah.
T4. It was different
Yeah.
versions.
Yeah. Yeah.
It comes from that computer model. It was
Mm.
went from the Z2 to the Z3. You
Mm.
heard? Right?
Damn.
So they used to use these computers for evil reasons. They used to use them to count the dead and to count people that they wanted to put. They had a immaculate system of computationally being able to find people that they wanted to do evil to. You're
Mm.
using the computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
precedent for that was already there. The testing ground was 1944, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they layered another layer in the movie for the modern world, something that we all know about. The very first time you ever saw this shoe was in this movie. So what is the what so NORAD controls and protects all things in the sky. What's the most important plane in the United States of America?
Air Force One.
So you put Air Force Ones on black people feet in 125th Street, and you can protect the air, the land, and the sea. You
Mm,
heard? So there's the anybody say that my connection is
mm.
not a real connection, it's not really connected. You might be conscious, you're not cosmic. You heard? Everything happened for a reason. I promise you. I promise you. So
Put.
the very first time they put that in the store, the what you call it, the antimatter protagonist in the form of Kyle Reese, he emanates out of the because obviously time travel, you have to be divested of all money and metal. So you travel naked. You heard?
Mm,
So you see the movie, Arnold Schwarzenegger popped out of a circle butt ass and had
mm,
to steal his clothes. You
mm,
heard? So
mm,
Kyle Reese had to steal his clothes too. He took his clothes off of a homeless man. You
mm,
heard?
mm,
Then he went into a store on the corner of Fifth Street and Broadway in Los Angeles and
mm.
put on those Air Force Ones and evaded the police. You heard?
Mm.
So now that whole
Interesting.
area, this how they layer stuff also, because that whole area in downtown Los Angeles is built on the indigenous people from this area that they would call Mexicans, but these people are also known by their tribal names as well because they was here for there's a whole like fixture over here
Mm,
right before you get to Chinatown where there's they have a actual display for them and water emanates from it. You heard? And it's
mm,
one of the old burial grounds.
mm.
So right here by these burial grounds, they got the court buildings. So they always put law and order on top of dead people.
And
You
yeah,
heard?
yeah.
So then anybody text anybody, like ask anybody or Google this, the Cecil Hotel, downtown LA.
Mm-hmm,
If you was to go over there with a spiritual device of some sort,
mm-hmm,
and if you go over there with negative thoughts on your mind
mm-hmm.
or things, you can manifest certain type of shit over there. So it's very rife for drug addiction. Wherever you
Wow.
find large areas of people just nodding out and not caring, you heard?
Mm-hmm,
These people is trying to get to some ancestral shit by by evading life. They
mm-hmm,
fucking with the subatomic world, yeah.
mm-hmm,
And you can find all that type of chaos around graveyards. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm,
It'd be it's because it's a bunch of hungry spirits out here.
mm-hmm,
You know,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
for
You,
real.
and when you said that, I want to bring up a picture you sent me, an image you sent me that talks about the 6 conditions of material existence. Because I would love for you to explain this now, because you mentioned the Kabbalah earlier. So
So
what exactly is
so
this?
So the reason why I created that is because I've composed a treatise on the subject. I just didn't want to just opportunistically utilize this conversation to sell something. People know I need stuff and they know how to sock it to my pocket. Promise you. And I got stuff for sale. I got stuff en route to you. I'll go to the post office every day, right? The I was trying to relate to my Kabbalistic thinkers that you can quantify within ancient modalities. And when I say ancient, the first word in the Hebrew Bible is the entire Torah. You don't, if you understand the first word in the Hebrew Bible, you don't have to read the rest of it. If you understood the very first letter and the very final letter, you would know my cash app. I promise you. And this, I stand on this. You can find out everything by looking in a controlled environment of the micro world. You will be able to tell about the macro world. And some people was on to something. Whoever put that text together, they made the very first word in the Bible describe the 6 sequences of manifestation. You heard? And the very first thing you gotta be is in something. You gotta be in it to win it. You heard? And then the next iteration from in it to win it, the first concept of being inside of something equals two.
Mm-hmm.
You heard?
Mm-hmm.
Two is a female number.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first prime number that's even. You heard?
Mm-hmm.
Then this the ill part of it. Every time you see the letter B or you hear B in
Mm-hmm.
language, period, it means inside of something.
Mm.
So if you put the letter B in front of any of your favorite words, right? It's going to say that it's in whatever that is. Okay? So the next letter after B equals two, but it's a larger extension of two. It's two to the 100th power.
Mm.
So that means that when you add 2 plus 202, what do you get, Rich?
You said
Two,
two
no,
plus
two, excuse me. When you add 2 plus 200, what do you get?
202.
So now that when you look at the numbers 202, what's in between the twos, bro?
The zero.
The way you say seed in Hebrew is zira. Yeah, that's where the word zero come from, right? It's a cognate connected to it. So how do you say bur? Bur means soil. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is some deep science these people put into this narrative.
Mm.
If you only look at the letters as actual archetypes.
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying that when you read Barashith, Bar means soil, Bara means create, Shith means six. You heard?
Mm-hmm.
So how do things intelligently and biologically establish themselves with intelligence in this realm? They require carbon to harness light.
Mm-hmm.
In the presence of carbon, six, the number six, is light able to invest itself. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you see the pilgrims and them be playing with the 5-pointed star, the silent, most important part of the 5-pointed star is the very center. Yeah.
Mm.
Because that's the area where what is called quintessence arrives. That's where spirit. That's where these are the uncalculable numbers past the decibel number. This is when two-dimensional design becomes tools used in the hands of man.
Right.
So we are here to imbue this world with art, our artistic expressions, vocally, visually, and the art that we do socially when we bring the people together. Yeah. That was an art we used to do back in the day, man, having presence in real time, Rich. The LIUs, even, one of my most, in the modern time, the last time I really had a real good time with my folks was at your event in Atlanta. And
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the time me and red pill, blue pill, then we had Kafra, we had Mama Pill, all them on stage in Atlanta. You remember
Mm-hmm.
that? Around
Mm-hmm.
COVID time? That
Mm-hmm.
was
Mm-hmm.
a good time to be alive, brother.
Mm.
I'm telling you, man. I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you. And I'm like this, the at 52, I don't want to take for granted my existence
Mm. Indeed.
at all. We don't have resistance. We don't have resistance. We have a series of lesson plans. Are you built for the
Mm.
for the program? Get you a pistol sharpener because you're gonna need it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be all right. For real.
Wow.
For real,
Wow.
for real.
Wow. Nah, yeah, we always learn something incredible when you come through here, AA. I want to get to a couple of questions from the chat before we get out of here. I see some people earlier, y'all was shout out to everybody who's in the chat, by the way. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. This is one of them advanced talks on a Monday night. So I definitely appreciate y'all for tuning. Shout out to King Simon. By the way, King Simon is sharing AA Rashid's website, his Instagram, as well as his
He's a
Cash App.
legend.
So
That's
y'all,
my elder.
if y'all would like to support AA Rashid, the brother's Cash App is being shared in the chat. You can hit up the brother's website as well as go to the brother's Instagram. All right. But give me some questions for the brother AA Rashid before we get out of here. I seen somebody had asked something earlier that I want to get to. I don't see it now. So somebody said, what's the name of the football team in Revenge of the Nerds, Adams? Oh, okay. That's the name of it? You seen that movie? I know you seen it. Because the
I
A's are
remember that. It was like that was one of them that was one of them gateway films to get you into all kind of like hierarchical dynamics at the time. You know what I'm
mm,
saying?
right.
And it was like lampoonish, you know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
was like they kind of was telling people about the nature of their psychology at the time. They really didn't have a lot of respect for us
Mm,
psychologically back then. Even if you look at the horror films
mm,
today, they used to scare the hell out of people when we was kids, right?
mm,
Like Freddy Krueger. Now they making Nikes out of Freddy Krueger.
mm,
He got the most expensive dunk. You heard?
mm,
You
mm,
see a Freddy dunk, you like this?
mm,
Freddy is crazy. Freddy show up in all type of stupid shit, but Freddy crazy but Freddy represent fear, and
mm,
When you confront Freddy, he run. Yeah,
mm, mm.
Freddy's actually a coward. Yeah,
Damn.
if you run from him, he's gonna chase you. What happened? What happened when the rabbit got the gun?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
then what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So somebody
Yeah.
you see somebody brought up the Exorcist movie. You seen that one, right? The Exorcist.
And the Exorcist is based off of a true story. The only thing
Yeah,
that's
I
a
heard.
lie is the only thing that's a lie is that you can't be possessed by Pazuzu. You heard?
Mm-hmm.
Because Pazuzu wasn't there for possession. Pazuzu was created specifically to scare away another demon that arrives during childbirth. Yeah. So the Edwin Finkel, the guy that's the super go-to for Sumerian language and the pilgrim out of Britain has already debunked Hollywood for using that deity in a negative manner. Yeah.
Mm,
But the subject of possession is actually real. So the Pope of the time told everybody in the Catholic world to go see that movie.
mm.
Yeah. He told them to go see it.
Wow.
But the other thing is the dude who put it together, wrote it, William Peter Blatty, right? Was also an intelligence officer. Yeah.
Right.
So magic and sorcery and war and intelligence, yeah, and strategy for world domination all go together. Yeah. So
Right.
whenever you see people love 007, whenever you see 007, why is the nigga named 007? That's Enochian magic and gematria. That's what's his name? His name is Dr. John D. Yeah, he's
Mm.
the one with the scrying. So you remember that term, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? That's a
Mm-hmm.
scrying technique. That
Mm,
mirror was all black. It was made of probably volcanic ash, blackness. So the only way you
mm,
can see into the nothingness, you got to be a large professor who has a
mm,
collider. Yeah, and you got to look at the front door and to see the main source. And it's
mm,
not through
mm.
conflict. Yeah, it's not through
Damn.
conflict. It's through full embrace and then adjustment. You're,
That was
I'm telling
yeah.
you.
That rap, that main source breakdown was powerful. Hey, that was a powerful one. Hey, somebody wants to know what's significant about 4 year shutdown of CERN.
Well, I want to say this. I have two theories. One theory is like this. It's a 27-mile machine that's operating as a human trying to find God. So,
Mm,
we oftentimes burn out.
mm-hmm,
Go sit your ass down. This is why humans have vacations. You'll burn yourself out, literally. So
mm,
they saying that they fix in one quadrant or one area. So that might have been, and my other thing, that might have been an area where there was an actual phenomenon or an accretion of human thoughts, the things that are going on in the proximity, because Europe is closer to the rock throwers. Yeah. They
mm,
throwing rocks over there. Anybody go to the Middle East right now? I pray for my homies, man. When I let me find out you anywhere over there. Yeah,
mm,
by there?
mm,
Cause I'm like this. Somebody angry over there. Cause living, they don't even know that they don't even know. They got a book God. They living in a world of Dungeons and Dragons, right?
mm,
They mad at people they never met. You heard?
mm,
In the name of something they don't even know how to read, right? And like this, and don't know sorcery exists, right? I promise you, people just throwing rocks like this. So I go like this. They fixing something because it got hot right there. So it's
mm,
one area that they saying they fixing, but also everything operated 30-year increments too. So it could be something to gear up for a new tech linked to manifesting something that happened in 2000. So we still working on the year 2000, literally. We still working on the year 2000. Whoever asked that question,
mm,
2030 is the year 2000. And I remember
mm,
now this is Saturn cycles. Me, Red and Blue did a show called the 30-year itch on KTL radio years ago
mm,
because of me being around Raku and him speaking to me about my chart in the 30-year increments of
mm,
time.
mm,
I I I used that's kind of used that to this day, yeah, that you can hoist yourself in a manner where if you can identify whatever your most predominant aspect or whatever thing has the most impact on you, and you know that time you can associate, and I'm saying this in a real botched way. I'm not no goddamn astrological surgeon. They out there. Niggas is
mm,
beasts, right? But they
mm,
tell me that I'm pretty good at speaking to the time. Right. I might be speaking about some astrological right now. This whole show could have been astrological for real.
mm,
So he go like this. I said, Saturn is specifically 29.9 years. So I said, back in the day, we was trying to figure out what 2012 was going to be like. So
mm,
I was like, yo, let's put 29.9 years ahead of it and see what happened, right? And
mm,
I was like astonished to see it was a lot of themes that were contemporary that existed back then. Yeah.
mm,
And when we was little, I remember in 82, I think this is what we was doing. We was doing 2012 to 82. So I was like, go look at 2012 and go
mm,
look at 1982. And I was like, in the real, I don't know if this is gonna go over people's head, or I don't know if they really gonna, I don't care, right? Just the wisdom of man is the foolishness to God, right? And vice
mm,
versa. I'm like, yo, it was a lot of wolves, wolf, literally like woo, oh, wolf, right? Concepts. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? Going on. And I remember when I was a kid, they had about 5 werewolf movies in 82. You heard?
Mm,
They had the
mm.
American Werewolf of London. All this shit was around the same time. American Werewolf of London, the Howling, and all of this, right? And all this boom. So I was like, what's going on? Where does Hollywood use the key to? Do they know seasonally when to bring out certain movies? They used to bring out movies every Friday. You remember that? Remember
Mm.
the Fridays?
Wow.
Like this, oh, where y'all going
Wow.
Friday? Then your whole weekend be invested by the movie. You know what I mean?
Damn. Yeah.
So
Wow.
motion pictures, motion sigils, sigils of cinema, for real.
Mm-mm-mm. Let's go to we're gonna do two more questions with my brother. Where's he at? Dave at. All right. If cinema acts as a modern sigil shaping collective consciousness, how do we know whether it's predictive programming or artists sensing timelines before they manifest?
I like those. I like those.
Mm-hmm.
That type of question
Mm-hmm.
is what motivates my study. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that.
There,
I got.
there,
Yeah, good,
there,
good.
there's an eloquence in randomness. Yeah. But this where randomness becomes interesting. There's a specific number of ways that you can do something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you mastered every single way to do it, right? You are a
Mm-hmm.
master at that. If you can respond as martial art dudes, right? They know every type of way to configure their body instantaneously, right? So imagine you being born with a body in the cosmos. There's a series of random events that happen within this very delicate experience called humanity. These people that we say wield all these powers over us and on us and to us was little like little babies, little like if you see yourself in the fourth week of gestation, you look like a chewed up piece of gum. Yeah. So what is this thing about consciousness? This is the thing my cousin taught me when he was here. He said consciousness does not require humans to exist. You heard? And I sat there and I was like, do I use my human ego to process this and say no? It wouldn't even be consciousness if I wasn't there to see it, and that's not the case. Have you ever seen the different types of birds that exist? This was his example. He said, in the space of air, in the need to eat, birds manifest in various forms with the same ideation of wings to get from one place to the other.
Mm,
Some birds don't eat little worms and little seeds, some eat whole living beings,
mm,
right?
mm, mm-hmm.
So consciousness expresses itself in various forms. So, what is the difference between a bee and an eagle if they both fly, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is the point of us being able to see that there's purpose within everything, and consciousness operates through design and does not even require you to see it to keep a symbiosis or a life form involved. The gift is our ability to perceive what we're seeing. If you can see
Mm.
it, if you can see it, you could participate in
Right.
it, and in participating, you know, you can manifest something meaningful from what you view.
Mm-hmm.
But this is one of the most beautiful parts of knowing that your greatest gift that you have is your imagination, Rich,
Indeed.
and your peace of mind, and the closest you ever get to God. For artists, I speak to the artists. You're
Mm-hmm.
not mad at nobody. You don't have problems with people. I'm talking about all arts, every
Mm-hmm.
art. The closest time that you into actual um companionship with your ancestors is when you monitor your nervous system and you take out pen to pad and you draw out your ambition and you write out your ambition. You write it out. You draw it out. If you can't write well, draw it out. What you think them kids was doing in and now we participating in their future. If it wasn't for graffiti, hip hop wouldn't even be that. You heard?
Mm, mm,
Disco would have took disco dissipated because it didn't have an art movement. You heard? If
mm.
disco, if the disco artist was doing graffiti, we would never have hip hop. You heard? So the arts and the
It's
most
three camps.
successful artists right now, all accompany or in the company of visual art. Yeah. So if you can't get a group of people, a group of strangers, this is how you know your art is popping. When you get strangers to tap in, not the sympathy, emotional dollar connected to culture. If sometimes you could make money off of virtue signaling. If
Mm,
I find something you mad at, and then I come over there and I'll be mad with you. Now we family,
mm,
we twins. You know what I'm
mm,
saying?
mm,
Boom. But what if you dislike this design, but it reached a different part of your psychology. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? You didn't need a virtue that's connected to something that you despise in order for you to make a connection with me. That's the dangerous thing about teaching. If you gotta teach and I gotta tell you about what's encroaching and what's the next thing about to happen to you, after a while you gonna get mad at me.
mm,
You're not
mm.
even gonna be mad at the thing. You're gonna be mad at me.
At you.
Yeah. Because I'm the closest thing to you, the boogeyman, and
You,
some shit to you. You niggas ain't never been around the boogeyman.
you
I've
want to
been
know?
around the boogeyman. Ask. Hey, it's been time. If you before all of this came out, right? The boogeyman is real.
Mm, 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 mm. Man, oh man.
Yeah, you better stay cosmic and conscious, whatever, and mind your business. And don't be in the project hallway drinking 40s trying to be deep. You heard? They gonna
Yeah.
kick you down a flight of steps. I'm
Damn.
telling you. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you know what's interesting, my brother? Because this dude here, David, just asked the question, right? And you started going into graffiti and how if it wasn't for graffiti, we wouldn't have hip hop. And you started talking about the art. You know, this brother did this right here. The same brother. Hey, oh, he's frozen. Oh shit. Hey, can you hear me? Hey, I keep showing this, so I know you're like, or am I frozen? Can y'all hear me? Y'all hear me, family? Or is that just AA? Can y'all hear me, family? Yeah, that's not a coincidence. That's called synchronicity. That's called. Can y'all hear me? Okay, good. Yeah, no, that's synchronicity when AA mentions something and the person whose name is on the screen sent me this, and I've been showing this, the graffiti, and AA's talking about the art, and this is light language, which looks extremely similar to the graffiti that we was doing in the 80s or the 70s or whenever the brothers was doing it. So it's like the synchronicity within the universe. This is why a lot of people on the internet think shit is a conspiracy, but the universe is just that amazing where it lines things up. So yeah, maybe his phone died. If not, he'll call back. He'll hit us right back. I want to tell y'all this, family. Now, speaking of the spirit, right? So y'all know the tobacco. Shout out to everybody who got the tobacco. Check this out. So the other day, I tried some. My spirit led me. I was in the store, and the spirit led me to the Kakai. You could get this. This is the same way they took tobacco and put all these chemicals in it and made cigarettes. It's the same way they take Kakai from Central, South America, different parts of the Americas, and they make chocolate out of it. So I had a Kakai drink. 100% cacao with the tobacco family. When I talk about a ceremony, the ceremony of ceremonies, when I talk about such a, and this opens up your heart because it like opens up your blood vessels going to your heart. So it's like the access to your heart with the combination of you having a little cacao. Like this is something you go to like a health food store, you get some cacao and you make a little drink with it. I got a good recipe, and you have it with some tobacco. These are the rituals that we did in our Mayan, when we was in our Mayan Olmec era of existence in this realm. You know, I ain't gonna, yeah, I'll show you that. But family, wow. I'm gonna have to do a show on that, family. There's some seriously, yeah. And they spell it differently. That's cocoa is spelled Cacao. Cacao. That's how you spell the cacao. And shout out to the Geefy tea. Yes, the Geefy tea. Absolutely amazing. Matter of fact, AA has AA's right here. Matter of fact, AA, tell the family you tried the Geefy tea too, right?
Very good. Very
Excellent.
good.
Yeah. I've been telling the people about that. That's, man, listen.
For real.
Amazing. Yo, I was just remember you had called me last night. You know, I had called you and I told you that I had the cacao.
Yeah.
So I was just telling the people I had the cacao with the tobacco. Hey, man, listen. Listen, I'm at a loss for words right now, but the experience I had with the tobacco and the cacao, I had my little drink. As a matter of fact, shit, I still got some of it right here. I had my drink right there.
And the magic
you know what I'm saying? And the magic, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So y'all know what, bro.
Don't be, see, that's the imagination. Own it.
Yeah,
We
no,
own it. We own it. It's a return. It's a resurgence, a renaissance. For real.
Listen, family, make sure if y'all haven't donated to get the tobacco yet, I just shared the link. Make sure you get your tobacco. Go to your local health food store. Get you some cacao, 100%. Make sure it's legit. Family, I'm telling you, oh my God, this is some fun times that we are in. You don't need all this crazy shit they got on the street and all that. Matter of fact, you tap into that, you won't even be hungry the whole day. I wasn't hungry the whole day. Like, family, you like, and that's what we need to do. Cut back on eating, man. But hey, I forgot where we you froze. I forgot where we left off. This was hey. So what I was saying was real quick. Hey, you was talking about the graffiti, and that was deep. And you was talking about if disco had graffiti, disco would have survived. And you was talking about hip hop and the graffiti. And you there, or did he freeze again? Damn, I think it froze again. Dave, I think it's a conspiracy, Dave. Every time I'm about to tell AA about the light language and the graffiti, it freezes. Dave, I'm sorry, man. It's a conspiracy, man. Jesus Christ. Every time I'm about to show this to AA, shit, man. But yeah, family, no, the cacao and the tobacco. Listen, man, it got me on. I'm officially in my Olmec era of living right now. I'm in my Olmec frame of mind at this point. I'm officially in my Olmec frame of mind at this point, family. You can't tell me nothing. I got Mayan cigars. I got Mayan cacao. You can't tell me nothing. I got Mayan cigars right from the area where they made where the Mayan civilization was at. I got cacao where the Mayans was at the Olmecs, and then, they was all through here. North America, South America. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Man. Wow. So make sure y'all get you some Donate, get you a cigar, family. The like A took the grounding and the connection. It's a strong Wi-Fi connection. I just put the link in the chat for the cigars. It's a very, very strong Wi-Fi connection to the spirit world, family. But I guess I think AA where do we put our address for the cigars? It's in the PayPal. When you send a donation on the PayPal, and donations for cigars is 30 and up, by the way. You could donate whatever you want, but if you want, because it's a gift, if you want to be gifted a cigar, it's 30 and up. But you could when you donate, there's like a message, and you just put like your message right there, and you can put your address. If not, I'll just get defaulted to whatever address you use when you signed up for PayPal. But yeah, I think yeah, I'm gonna see what y'all talking about real quick in the chat. Then we're gonna get out of here, because yeah, AA keeps freezing up every time I try to show the light language. We talking about all this here, too much energy, huh? Somebody says Geefy tea just for men. Hell no, no, it's for men and women. No shit, my daughter drunk some Geefy tea. Yeah, no, it's for men and women. No, that's really. That the Geefy teas from Geefy teas from the area with the Mayans, and listen, man, Honduras, listen, man, I'm in my Olmec era. You know, I need to shit, man. All right, let me see what y'all talking about real quick. And shout out to G, by the way. Let me share with y'all the Geefy tea link too. The one I had wasn't working. When you go to this website, you just gotta navigate through it to get there. Make sure y'all get the big bottle of Geefy tea. Get the big one. I just shared the link. Make sure y'all get the big bottle. I ain't even tapped in with the ayahuasca. I'm good. Listen. I got my cacao and I got my tobacco. I ain't even tapped in with that. And I have a shot of Geefy tea with it. Somebody said talk to them. History is deep, Gary Fooney. Yeah, shout out Mr. G. Shout out to Mr. G. Let me see what y'all talking about. If the man, hold up, somebody said AA said his phone is colliding. Oh shit! They said the temperature on his phone. Yeah, he got AA just got this. So he said AA's officially out of commission. He just got the temperature, the temperature joint. Not his phone, his I guess his iPad, whatever, is it whatever the hell he was using, iPad, iPhone. Oh man. Let me see what if the man represents the intention and the cigar represents the ritual. Does the smoke become the visual expression of the sigil? Yeah, the smoke is able, the spirit world is able to read the message within the smoke. There's a message within the smoke, and the spirit world is able to read that. That's your saliva. You gotta remember, your saliva has an amazing amount of information in it. That's why when farmers, when they plant their seeds, they put the seed in their mouth, the DNA and everything, and they plant the seed, and whatever you need, exactly what you need will come out of the soil. With the cigar, you got it's wet, and it's fusing with the tobacco and the smoke, and all of that is going within the smoke. That's why even we think logically, even if it's not like you understand the smoke, but observe it. You observe the smoke. You pay attention. There's a message in there for you that your subconscious could understand. Not your conscious mind, but your subconscious. I was blowing smoke toward the sun today. This morning I had some. This is from this morning. So this morning I had the cacao and I had tobacco, and I was blowing smoke toward the sun. Like it was one of the most beautiful things in the world. That sun, it was because it's morning sun, so that's a different level of sunlight before it gets real intense. and I'm just blowing tobacco at it, and I'm just watching it, and I'm drinking the cacao, and I'm like in a whole nother world. That's what I'm saying, man. Like our Cern and our technology is it deals with our biology. It deals with our plants. The cacao is our plants. The Geefy tea is our plants. The tobacco is our plants. You know what I'm saying? AI might be the biggest distraction they could ever come up with to our consciousness, right, to distract us from our plants. When the planet was created or it came into existence, everything we needed came with the plants. We had plants for everything. You know what I'm saying? So we can't. We cacao. Yeah. Well, what am I? Huh? Did I? Yeah, I see G. Shout out to G. G just text. Shout out to Mr. G. And I hope I pronounce cacao. Yeah, cacao. Did I say cacao? I said cacao, right? I don't want the family to. I don't want to butcher the name, you know. But the cacao, yeah. I don't want to butcher the name. But wow, yeah, the plants are important. The plants are more important than ChatGPT. The plants are more important than Gemini and all the, you know. Yeah. Yeah, it was hot today. Yep. I was out there in that sun. I could listen, I could take some sun now. I could take some sun. You would think I'm black the way I be out there in that sun. My body, I be out there in that sun. I be out there in that sun. Cacao. Yeah, cacao. Yeah. What's the name of the serpent? The serpent deity from the Mayans. Kulakan, what's the name? All these K's, and A.A. Rashid was talking about the K's today. So that's no coincidence. What's the name? Shit. What's the name of that deity? Kukulkan. All these K's, Kukulkan. You know the Ku Klux Klan. Kukulkan. Kukulkan. Well, it's spelled Kukulkan. Kukulkan. Now, you know, since we're talking about Mayan and Olmecs, Kukulkan, white people stole that and they came up with Ku Klux Klan. So even the feathered serpent, thank you, the feathered serpent, Kukulkan, they even stole that. They know the importance of that. They tried to reverse it for their benefit and came up with Ku Klux Klan. It's very similar. Ku Klux Klan and Ku Klux Klan. Now, we did a video the other day with Blue Pill where they said Kukulkans, the heart of Kukulkan is in Stone Mountain. Where did the Ku Klux Klan do their rituals? Now, if the heart of Kukulkan in the Americas resides in Stone Mountain, where did the people who want to imitate this deity decide to do their ritual and carve their people on the mountain? The people who were imitating and try to usurp Kukulkan's energy is in Stone Mountain, which is supposed to be the heart of Kukulkan. Listen, man, their rituals be and got you scared. Now, not only the mountain, but the caves and the Kukulkan, you know, this is our shit, family. This is our shit. But yeah, this is some deep shit. But listen, family, I was tapped in. I don't know if I got a different vibe to me today. I don't know if it was the same old vibe, but internally, it's on and popping right now. Internally, it's on and popping. So I'm that cacao. Wow. I was talking to AA and that sun was out. Man, talk about enjoying yourself. But yeah, them cigars is something I really appreciate. Let me see. I'm be on here about 5 more minutes. Let me see what y'all talking about. Yeah, it's been real hot out here in Atlanta lately, though. It's been real hot out. I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying it though. Yeah, they're trying to use our science against us. Yep, they're trying to use our science, and and they want us to. That's everything. They take the cacao and make chocolate. They take the tobacco and make cigarettes. They take eucalyptus plants and make all types of cold remedies and tell us this is going to get rid of your cold, but they never tell us to go to eucalyptus and all these other things. Like all our plants, man, we need a whole class. And that's something I would say for Carbon Code Collective, for us to get familiar with the plant world again. We got to get familiar with the plant world again. Like definitely. Let's see. Somebody said there's an NPC in here. Let me see. I ain't got time to look for that right now. Yeah, I'm seeing. I don't see anything. But yeah, family, listen, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. What a show. Yeah, somebody said thank you for your consistency and dedication. Yeah, definitely. You gotta love what you do. Only way you could be in it for this long. You'll see LeBron playing basketball. He love that shit. You gotta love what you do if you want to have longevity in it. Definitely. Somebody said, word to God, just had some cacao, homemade cacao from a client of mine. Showed him how to make healthy cheese. Yeah. Very slept on. I'm gonna get somebody to do a whole show on the benefits of cacao. I'm gonna get somebody to do a whole show to do the benefits of the cacao. You know. With that being said, let me get out of here, family. I will be back. I'm gonna have an update video on the Patreon tomorrow. I want all of y'all to sign up for the Patreon if you haven't. We had a class last Friday with B there. Let me show y'all real quick before I get out of here. So this is, and I'm gonna post this on Patreon, and I'm gonna share this with y'all this time. Let y'all see what's going on in the Carbon Code Collective. This is remember when we was young and they had the Pledge of Allegiance? We had to hold our hand on the heart and Pledge of Allegiance. We know the heart, all the energy that emanates from the heart. That's why you got to be careful with whose hand you shake. And we know the heart is a more powerful electromagnetic generator than the brain. I think 5,000 times more. So when you with your hand over your heart, that is powerful. That is powerful. And they used to have us do the Pledge of Allegiance to that. So in the Carbon Code Collective, we have an energy body Pledge of Allegiance. And I want, things get a little more serious over there. And if anybody is on the live right now that is part of the Carbon Code Collective, y'all better have remembered it. This is something we got to remember and recite every morning, every day. This is a reminder of your multidimensional nature, and we need things to penetrate our subconscious mind and not just our conscious mind. So this is something that we are going to start engaging in rituals. We have to bring back rituals that we engage in on a daily basis to influence the cells in our body, to influence our subconscious mind. That's outside of the book, things that we create, things that is a part, we need to create a whole new culture, a whole new way of living. So make sure if you are not signed up to the Carmen, like I said, Billy Carson will be on this Friday with, hold on, y'all. He'll be on this Friday with the multi-dimensional computer programming. Now, this is very revolutionary what Billy's going to talk about, and what he's talking about, even the name within itself is not something that's on YouTube. The conversation is top tier, is God tier. The things that we are engaging in is God tier and the Carbon Code Collective. And shout out to everybody who was there. It was a very it was a real good vibe. We did it on Zoom. Unfortunately, with B-Dell, I'm having issues with the video right now. But That's going to be fixed this Friday with Billy Carson. Indeed, somebody said wrote their own pledge. Yeah, that's what's up. I'm a Yeah, I'm gonna have y'all reciting the pledge, whether it's this one or your own. Yeah, I'm gonna have you close your eyes and recite it. Cause don't be looking, don't be having the phone to the side and shit. So, but this is something that has to be like right now. I can say the Pledge of Allegiance. I can still say the Our Father, and I can say the Hail Mary because I went to Catholic school, and they drilled that in my subconscious. So I still know the Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, that will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. I think that's it. It's something, yeah, I probably about 95% right. But, and I haven't said that in 8 years or something like that, but I remember it because it was drilled in me when I was in theta brainwave state, early in the morning, first thing in school. You tired as a kid, you go into school, you got to say your pledge of allegiance, you got to stand up, you got to say your prayers. That shit goes into your mind. So we need to put our own pledge of allegiance in our mind. Allegiance means loyalty. So we have to be loyal. We got to be married to our purpose. We got to be married to the mission. So yeah, this is a beautiful thing. Somebody said, is it only on Discord? I got added to a Discord. No, it's on Patreon. I'm trying to connect the Discord. That's something else I'm working out with them, but it's on Patreon. You have to sign up to Patreon. Oh, somebody said that's the long version of the prayer. Yeah, I remember all of them, and I ain't say them in over 10 years. I remember all of them. The Hail Mary, the Our Father, the Pledge of Allegiance. They had you saying all types of shit. You got your puzzle? I didn't get my puzzle yet. Okay, for those who's in the Carbon Co Collect, I ain't even gonna get into that. That was our homework from B-Del. So yeah, I'm gonna get mine tomorrow. Matter of fact, I had it on my mind today because I wrote it down. I'm gonna get mine tomorrow. I'm gonna go to Walmart and get mine. Yeah, that's what's up. That is what's up. I'm glad you got it. Yeah, we gonna take this. We're gonna take this. Yeah, Slim your base said, yeah, you getting yours soon? Okay. Yep, I'm getting mine tomorrow. Shout out to B-Del for teaching us, talking to us about that. So I'm gonna get mine tomorrow. And there was something else I told y'all. I'm gonna put the update video tomorrow on Patreon. So once again, shout out to all of y'all, family. You want to be a part of this? The movement must be beyond social media. Social media has gotten so. Remember, after a while when we was on the internet, and after a while we just started. It was like flooded with pop-ups to the point where we needed pop-up blockers. That's how flooded the websites got. You had to get a pop-up blocker for the ads. Social media is so full of bullshit right now that you could be on there to get what you got to get, but we need to have a place outside of Instagram and YouTube and things like that, because they're cheating with the algorithm. They're cheating with it. The algorithm ain't fair. They're cheating with it. But we need to create our own safe space outside of that where we could commune, we could discuss, conversate, and that is not as many low frequency, low energy beings on there, because they don't really believe in investing themselves. Some of them might come over just to be distracted, whatever. But for the most part, they don't really invest anything in themselves because they don't believe in themselves. So all you got to do is put a price on something, and it could be the smallest price. You could tell them, $2, and they're so upset at the idea of spending that they wouldn't even invest in themselves. So it eliminates a lot of people when negative beings when you when you charge, when you say, I'm putting energy into this and I want energy to be reciprocated. They don't understand the concept of reciprocating energy. No, I'm not on fan base. They I didn't really like the way they was talking when it was election time. And it seems as though, I don't like Instagram, but I'm on there sometime, right? But so I'm not going to criticize fan base, but no, I'm not on fan base. I'll just say it like that. I'll just say it like that. I'll just say it like that. But yeah, that's our pledge. And I'm in the carbon. Right, 65 members in the Discord. Yeah, I don't know. Because I signed up and I don't know why it only. I gotta ask Patreon. I don't know why it only added 65 people because there's more. I got more Patreon people than that. Yeah. All right. We're gonna figure it out this week. We're gonna figure out a lot of things this week. But like I said, I'm gonna put up an update video tomorrow for y'all. Yeah, I think you are on the right Discord. How can you join the two? Well, you join the Patreon, and when you join the Patreon, you automatically, I believe, get added to the Discord. And if you haven't, you will eventually. But I just put up the link for the Patreon. And yeah, you join the Patreon, and yeah. All right, but let me get out of here, fam. Listen, I appreciate y'all. I don't know who's gonna be on. I know Thursday, Myra's gonna be on Thursday. Sister Myra is scheduled to be on Thursday. Right now, I don't know who else. Billy's gonna be on Patreon, the Carbon Co Collective, on Friday, so I won't be live here on Friday. I'm gonna be over there from now on Fridays. But Myra will be on YouTube on Thursday. Myra will be on YouTube on Thursday, so you could tune in to Sister Myra with that. But besides that, I'm not sure about Tuesday and Wednesday. All right. But with that being said, let me get out of here, family. I appreciate you. Thank you for AA for coming through tonight. And yeah, great show as always, family. And I'll see y'all soon. All right. Everybody have a blessed night. Peace, y'all.
Before there were cigarettes, before there were brands, there was the leaf. Tobacco is one of the oldest forms of spirit communication known to humanity. Long before modern times, it was understood as a living messenger, a way for human intention to travel beyond the visible world and return with meaning. In the oldest traditions, tobacco was never a habit. It was a bridge, not something used to escape life, but something used to speak with it. Our ancestors knew breath as spirit itself, and smoke was breath-given form. When the leaf touched fire, it awakened. When guided by breath, it carried thought into the unseen. In that moment, intention became vapor, and prayer learned how to rise. It was never about getting high. It was about clarity, connection, making the invisible visible. That's the memory the leaf still carries. Radio Cigars.
Radio cigar. Radio cigar. Radio cigar.